So before I go into the test hands of the deck that I currently took to the LA Regionals, I would like to discuss with you how my matches went since I never really got the chance to do it. But before I do, guys, don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Let's get to that illustrious 1000 sub mark. I know we can get to it. Yeah, and then I'll be really happy and I can stop asking. The match is at the Regionals were really interesting for me because I put this deck together kind of the week prior. I was testing different variants. If you guys know me, I've been playing with Satellarknights for a good amount of time, maybe about on and off about 10 years now since the deck's, no, not 10 years, what am I talking about, like 8 years since the deck's been out, and found great success with it at times, and other times I didn't. This was not the best regionals that I've put together, to be honest, and I think it's not because the deck didn't function well. I think it's because I've kind of ruined my own chances, and I'll tell you how exactly that happened. So my first matchup was against Branded, and it was not a Chimera version, it was just a pure Branded. I remember taking game 1 by having Diamond on the field. Of course, Diamond just takes care of Branded deck, and that was about it. Game 2, he puppet lucked me, which was really cute. Game 3, I unfortunately lost to time. I lost my first game in first match. It was because I set up this incredible board which he was able to nib, which was I was okay with because the deck can now play through nibs. I've never been sphere moded before, so what I did, as a typical Yu-Gi-Oh player would, just skipped everything and just read the bottom card of the card that says it has 4000 attack, and I assumed that all the monster attributed combined have 4000 attack on the sphere mode. So I'm like, okay, sphere mode will attack over his rock, and the only thing left is the Aliber. And turns out the sphere mode couldn't attack. And then what happened was I had to skip the battle phase, and he beat me in time by burning me, which was unfortunate. But that was my first loss, devastating for sure. It was my own fault. Game 2 came against Tier Elements. A match 2, should I say match 2 or game 2? Let's go match 2. The second match was against Tier Elements, against a very talented player. So game 2 was against Tier Elements. The guy was a very good player. This was actually the first time that I faced Tier Elements as well, since I haven't had enough practice against them. But long story short, he window locked me the first time, and then I had a perfect counter again with Diamond. And I feel like Diamond wins a lot of games against the meta. But anyway, what ended up in game 3 is he just straight up destroyed me. I'm not even mad about it. I think what ended up game 3 was I activated Power of Prosperity. I banished Shangri Era because I thought I didn't need it, and I had Fenrir on the field, and I took his Tier Elements Kashtira, but I'm thinking I'm gonna just XC into into Shangri Era, and turns out I look into my extra deck and I already banished it, so I just activated Change of Heart, took his Tier Elements, and then gave it right back the next turn, and then I lost like that. So yeah. Safe to say that I needed to pay more attention to my own style of play. Game 3 was match 3 was a bounce back for me. I went up against Dinos and I just took care of business on that one, so that felt pretty good. Match 4 was against Tier Elements again. That one was very successful for me too. This time I actually won the match, so that felt pretty good. At this point, I'm 2-2. Now I am facing a little bit more of challenging decks. I went against Vanquished Soul, and thankfully I've had enough practice against my good friend Spencer, who I've practiced numerous times against Vanquished Soul, so I was able to beat that deck. And then, so I was 3-2 at this point. I went 4-2 when I beat the Purely deck, which was just hiding behind Noir, and I was able to out it with the copy of Designator. And then unfortunately I was X3 against the Rescue Ace. That's when I just straight up bricked and couldn't do anything about it. But so overall, after that I dropped. With the record of, was it 5-3 or 4-3? But I'm looking to improve this deck, which I have already. I've made some few changes to it relative to the meta. Side deck, what worked in the side deck? Let me see what came up. Side deck, Awesome never came up, Nibiru never came up, Harpy's Feather Duster came up, Deck Lockdown definitely came up, and Deep Barrier came up against the Branded player. What the changes that I made is I also added Goals in Match, and I think I'm gonna add Troll and Lockbird because people are still playing rogue decks, and Droll and Lockbird kind of takes care of him. But anyway, let's get into this little test hand. Let's do a couple test hands, see what kind of boards we can make. That way I can demonstrate you this consistency of this deck. We're going to go ahead and start first. Going to draw 5 cards and see what works, what doesn't work. Okay. So off the top, doesn't look like a great hand, but we can still make something happen here. So we're going to go ahead and activate Prodigy, and we're going to bring out our Big Benkei. So this is actually one of the worst hands that you can start with, but gladly Big Benkei has an effect that will bring out, this guy goes here, and then Big Benkei will bring out your, this is what I saw a lot of, by the way. Not once did I see Bike during the regionals. So this guy comes out, and here you have a few options. Since you don't have Bike engraved, there's no point of you going into your, I mean, you can go into your Axel, but then you'll be stuck with it. So what I would do here is I would go into my first rank 4 play, and then that will be Caduceus. You're gonna go detach. Again, this depends on your matchup, but we're gonna go ahead and assume you're playing blind. So you detach, you're gonna banish your, I think the new target is the Deneb. So you're gonna banish your Deneb, and that's gonna add you a monster. We're gonna aim for maybe Unukalai. So Unukalai can come to your hand. You're gonna normal summon Unukalai. You're gonna activate its effect. What do I want to send? Probably want to send, thinking here, if I send Alteran, I mean, I can send Alteran, be conservative with it. Yeah, why not? Or I can send Lirin. Nah, let's have interruption. Let's send Alteran. And from here you can go your Satellarknights. You don't need to reborn Alteran. All you can do, I mean, you can if you want to. Sure, why not? You can reborn her, and then you can go into your 2 play and start with a Dark Tellarknight and Diamond. So this is usually going blind play. You also have interruptions in Triple Tactics and an Ash Blossom. So, I mean, not a bad opening considering that we didn't open a lot of engine, only Prodigy. So pretty good to start with. So let's see if we can do another play here. I want to see a Baron. I want to see what the max potential of this deck is. So this deck went from being more, instead of just combo, into more interactive deck, if you know what I mean. Cards like Triple Tactics Thrust and Ash Blossom are definitely a staple here. And I also didn't have Impermanence, Infinite Impermanence, which I was kind of okay with not seeing. Believe it or not, it didn't make that much of a difference. So we're going to open with Pot of Prosperity with the Fenrir. We're going to have Gozen match, and then we're going to have a Wakashi and Constellar Caduceus. So in here, the way you want to play this is very careful, okay? You want to kind of activate things in sequences. You don't want to start with Pot of Prosperity, because that way Wakashi would be dead. So what you want to do is you want to start with Fenrir. So Fenrir will hit the field. You're going to activate its effect, adding the 1 copy of, where are you? Rice Heart. Okay. This is usually your Ash bait. If they want to Ash this, that's fine. But anyway, so we're going to start with this bad boy. I'm going to set him right over here. Then you're going to activate the Wakashi, and you're going to go your usual route, bringing out. See, like, this is all I was seeing, and I played 3 bikes. You almost think like I'm not playing 3 bikes. Maybe I should cut the ratio to 1. That way I'll see it. Where's Benkei? Benkei. There's Benkei. Benkei is out. He goes here, and then you just summon out this guy or add him to hand. But I'm just, you know, giving a little shortcut. Then you can even special summon Rice Heart. So depending here what you want to do, you can either activate the effect of Rice Heart, banish 7. I usually wait on that because it's not an on-summon effect. So I'll just hold on to it. Just in case I want to make another level 4. So you're going to go your typical route here. You're going to make 2 level 4s. into your Caduceus. Caduceus effect activate, you're going to detach, you're going to banish. Again, your new target to banish is going to be the Neb, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depends how you want to do it. So the Neb is out, I'll give you a copy of Lyran. Because you still want to get into your copy of Constellar Tellarknights. And then from here, you can go ahead and overlay this guy up here. So you can have some room into your 7. And 7. And then you're going to normal Caduceus, special this guy out. You want to always normal summon Caduceus. And from here, you're going to go here to activate its mandatory effect on summon. And then you're going to activate Caduceus's effect to get the other copy of the spell to your hand. I usually like having both of these spells turn 1 because it creates great follow-up into Trigger usually, if your board is somewhat broken. So what we have here is 3 level 4 monsters, a potential diamond, but we're not going to end things here. Now that we searched all we can search, we're going to go Pot of Prosperity. Since we're not going to see, what do you call it? We're not going to see Axel, Synchron, and Baron, so those two are like, can go for sure. I don't usually like banishing 6, but this board, the way that it's set up, you're usually winning. So 3, so I will banish 6. 4, 5, I mean maybe Abyss Dweller or Exton Knight, so usually Abyss Dweller. Okay, and then you're gonna mill 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Many plays you can go here, Rhoda for follow-up, but you don't need to. You already searched most of your Tellarknights. You don't need Lyran, you don't need Pot of Prosperity again, you don't need Wakashi. You can special summon Caduceus because this one was a normal summon and extend even more. But I think Dura Cannon, just in case your board gets broken, is more crucial here. So Caduceus these will go to the bottom of the deck. You're gonna make your 2 level 4s into, geez, I don't even know what to make. What can I make here? Once I figure out, what is it? Yeah, you're gonna make your Ptolemaeus. I think that's the proper way to do it. Or you can go even 3 material. I think a 3 material Ptolemaeus is good because you banish so many materials already from your grave. And then you're gonna set Constellar, you're gonna activate Constellar Tellarknights to rank this guy up. You're gonna set Dura Cannon just in case your board gets broken, and then you're gonna set Goes and Match. What this does is you're gonna have Diamond and you're gonna have Ptolemaeus on the field, but if for some reason you had 2 Tellarknights, you were able to make Dark Tellarknight, that would have made your Fenrir dark also, and then when you flip Goes and Match, you get to keep Fenrir on the field, which is pretty insane. So this is a better board. This board is usually a game winner against certain matchups. Let's gonna do one more. See if we can set up that Baron. See, a lot of people don't know when to nib here because all they see is just you making more than 5 moves and they get really trigger happy because they don't know what the end board looks like. They think you can set up Omni Negate, so they will go for a nib really early, which is what happened against my Branded matchup, which is why I was able to keep playing still. So we're gonna do one more shuffle. Okay, and then we'll see what we can get here. Rhoda is a great opener. A Bestial Magnamut, a bike finally. 4 and 5. Okay, so you're gonna go ahead. I'm glad that this is happening, because this didn't happen at the regionals. You're gonna discard Bike, you're gonna add Wakashi. Wakashi's gonna add Benkei. Quick lesson, guys, if you're going against Tier Limits in Game 2, please take out your Super Heavy Samurai engine. I'm really happy that I can do that, because this deck still functions without it. And the reason behind it is because the tier deck mills your deck as well, and you are running a good number of spell cards in here, and once a spell card hits the grave, your Super Heavy Samurai engine is dead. So just something to keep in mind. So let's do this final combo here. This will get you, where is he? Okay, this guy. So notice how you haven't normal summoned yet. This is what I love about the new Satellarknights. You haven't normal summoned yet. This is beautiful. You're gonna go into 2 level 4s. You're gonna do all this before you even proceed, okay? I mean, you're gonna synchro here. 2 level 4s, I'm so used to it. You're gonna go Axel effect, bring out Bike. And then from here, on your 5th summon, you're gonna bring out your Baron. Axel was 1, and then Wakashi was 2 to go back into your Pendulum Zone. What's great here is because you have a Pendulum Zone set up, you can technically special summon both of these guys without paying any cost. So, but I think you want to keep these guys in your hand for the future. You're going to go ahead and activate Reinforcements of the Army. You're going to bring out... You're going to add the Neb, my bad. Add the Neb. And here's where you think that you're going to normal summon. And you think you're stuck. But you're going to activate your Pendulum Scales. You're going to special summon the Neb. And for the heck of it, you can special summon Magnamut because you want to add that second copy of Drew's form. So it'll be Magnamut, chain 1, chain 2, chain 1 the Neb, chain 2 Magnamut. You're going to go ahead and add your copy of Liren. Still no normal summon. So from here you can go into your Chaos Angel to protect your Baron the floor. But it's up to you. I usually like to save Chaos Angel for a follow-up turn for interruption because it works better with Drew's form. So now that you're going to conduct your first normal summon, it'll be Liren. Liren will get you that spell card that helps you extend even further. I don't know why I keep shuffling. I keep going back into the deck. Free to make your plays here. It also depends on the matchup. If you know you're going against Unchained, you want to maybe special summon this guy and just let him have fun, because they are not going to. You're gonna detach Liren. You're gonna banish. Who do I want to banish here? Unukalai. So Unukalai is your second target, because from here, instead of banishing Altair, you're gonna send to the grave Altair. Okay, once Altair hits the grave, you're gonna go ahead and activate Constellar Tellarknights. You're gonna bring Altair back, and Altair will bring back Liren. Now you're gonna go into your lock, into your infamous lock. Okay, again, depends on the matchup. If it's against something that relies heavily on the grave, you know, you can go ahead like Unchained. You can go ahead and do that. If it's not against Unchained, you can go ahead and just summon Dark Tellarknight Battle Mist with Diamond, make everything dark on the field. You have Drew Swarm in hand, 2 Drew Swarms in hand for follow-up. You have Baron the Floor for negate, and then more for follow-up later on. So yeah, guys, that's my test hands. This is a very consistent version of the deck. I am very excited for the Age of the Overlord, which is coming out, the sneak peek. I will be live for that one as well, or I can do a little vlog about it, whichever you prefer. Don't forget, guys, smash that subscribe button, leave in the comments below if you are really enjoying this version of the deck, or which version of the Satellarknights are you currently running, or if there's any like tips or tricks that I'm missing about this deck. I would love to hear your feedback. Until then, I will see you in my next video. Satellarknight is out.